I'm Adam.
And I'm Joe.
Joe, is that your underwear out there on the telephone pole?
Adam, did you miss your appointment again to have your nubbin removed?
Oh. Well, we're the Maladjusted Misfits.
And this is the one where we talk about friends. That was fun.
Well, let's have even more fun and get this party started.
All right. So this week we're doing...
The one with Phoebe's husband.
What?
That's right. Surprise, surprise, Phoebe's married.
What's our IMDb plot?
The plot is when the gang finds out that Phoebe married a gay Canadian ice dancer for a green card, more of their secrets are revealed. Meanwhile, Rachel gives Ross bad advice on his relationship with Julie.
That is brand new information. Rachel sabotaging Ross's relationship?
I know, it's weird.
Right?
They're going to make a habit out of that.
We'll see. All right, so this week's episode director was Gail Mancuso.
Oh, Gail.
Yeah, we've had her before. I found a little tidbit I thought was cute. She grew up in Cook County, Illinois, like the Blues Brothers.
Yeah. I wonder if she knew the penguin.
She directed a total of 14 episodes over the first 6 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And she also directed episodes of 30 Rock, Modern Family, and Scrubs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Our episode writer was Alexa Young again. Mm-hmm. Yep. She wrote a total of 10 episodes of Friends and was writer and producer with Diablo Cody on the United States of Terror with Toni Collette.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, that was a good TV show. Sorry. It was a good TV show.
All right. Our original air date was October 12th, 1995.
Okay.
So in the theaters, Jade with David Caruso was playing, along with The Scarlet Letter with Demi Moore and Gary Oldman. Were both released this week.
I didn't even know Gary Oldman was in The Scarlet Letter.
Yes.
Did we see that?
No.
Okay. I was going to say.
Roger Ebert hates it, I think.
Really?
I think that's one of the ones that he went on a little tirade about. But it's supposed to not be a very good adaptation of The Scarlet Letter. Also that week, Pamela Lee Anderson, or Pamela Anderson Lee, was rushed to the hospital with flu-like symptoms, which was a real news item that came up in my search. So slow news day, I guess.
Jeez. Now in the news, Pamela Anderson Lee is caught going without makeup. That's the news of the week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, she shows up to events makeup free.
Oh.
Yeah, it's her.
So news hasn't really changed a whole lot.
Right? In 30 years. All right, are you ready for some trivia?
I'm ready for some trivia.
All right. Matt LeBlanc actually has done softcore porn.
What?
Yeah, he was in the Red Shoe Diaries series in 1992. Yep, I remember those too.
Wasn't David Duchovny the narrator of all those?
Yeah. So, Red Shoe Diaries is an erotic anthology series that ran on Showtime in the early 90s.
Right. Every now and then you'd catch one of those and you'd be like, what is this? What's happening?
So, having an extra nipple is not as uncommon as people may think.
Really?
Yeah. So, as many as 1 in 15 people may have one, which are rarely fully formed, which means they aren't very noticeable even on women. They do tend to occur on men more than women, but it's not that uncommon.
I wonder if it's an evolutionary thing, like we used to have more nipples. You know?
Maybe, like dogs.
Yeah, I don't know.
This isn't really trivia, but it's kind of cute. Duncan's revelation that he's straight walks through every cliche about discovering you're gay, but for being straight. Yes. And I love when they do that.
It is a fun little flip.
And then the last piece is, despite having had sex with Fun Bobby on the terrace, Monica would later refuse doing the deed with Chandler when they are married. However, I attribute this to probably because Ross lives across the street and Rachel's there a lot too. Yeah. So, yeah, I would see why they would.
Well, plus sometimes when you're younger and probably drunk.
Right.
As we're
talking about Fun Bobby.
Fun Bobby's prone to be.
All right. So what were your episode reactions this week?
Oh, I feel like this one starts strong.
Mm-hmm.
It's got lots of fun and lots of energy in the beginning. I like Duncan and the script flipping stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Steve Zahn brings like a good balance to that role that's kind of a small part
Right.
for what he has to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like by the time we're at the end, we're mired in the Ross and Rachel land.
Yeah.
You know? It might just be me because I'm never quite comfortable when people bring boredom into the storyline because I think it makes me feel bored. Oh. So like when they're all laying around and falling asleep and they're like, oh, keep going, blah, blah, blah. It's like I start to feel bored and like, why am I watching this?
Well, yeah, because they're all laying there exhausted. Right. So.
I always feel like that's a dangerous thing to put into a movie or a TV show. But I mean, the whole episode's fun. It's just, it gets a little bit weird during that part for me.
Yeah. I like this episode a lot. It's not an all-time favorite, but we say a lot of lines from it.
Yeah.
We say, boy, that Julie sure is a talker. I like Steve Zahn a lot. Mm-hmm. I like that Ross is moving on to having sex with Julie, and Rachel is not good at stopping him.
Yeah.
She just does the exact opposite. It's a fun episode.
It is.
Yeah. All right, so favorite lines.
Okay. What's your favorite line?
My favorite line is when Rachel is trying to talk everybody out of watching Joey's porno, and she goes, come on, Monica, back me up. Monica goes, hell, I want to see Joey. I just think that's really funny.
Yeah. I'm going to go with around the same area.
Okay.
Mine has to do with Joey pointing himself out in the porno. And he's like, there I am. There I am. There I am. There I am. Gets me every time. I think it's
pretty funny. All right, favorite moment. I like when I like Chandler's reaction when Ross asks him for milk in the coffee shop. He goes, "We're out of milk. Can I have some from your third nipple?"
And he just flips the thing right.
Yeah, he goes. I just like that reaction.
And I'm gonna go singing in the rain at the end.
Oh yeah.
I like that little moment of. I mean, after a whole season and a few episodes of Ross.
Yep. Pining over,
having such a hard time to finally get a little, let's say, release. He's happy and enjoying himself, and it's nice to see him that way.
Right, he very rarely is happy. All right, favorite outfits. I really like Chandler's sweater and white t-shirt combo. I know it's an old man sweater, but he just looks really cute, and I want to get you one of those. I think he would look cute,
now,
too.
the old man sweater, you're saying the little sweater he's got on in the coffee shop, it looks like a young version of like a Mr. Rogers sweater.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we call the old man sweater. It's just a cardigan, and you don't see cardigans on a lot of guys.
No.
What was yours?
I'm going to go with Rachel's opening outfit. Black shorts and tights and a white t-shirt. USA! USA! USA!
Calm down. It is cute. I often have, like, in my life wanted to wear that combo, but I'm so short. I just feel weird. I don't know why. Anyway, themes explored this episode. Theme 1, green card marriages.
Oh, yes. They don't really focus on that aspect of it too much.
No, they don't. It's against the law to do that.
Yeah. The writers aren't really concerned with the law very much. They kind of blow right by a lot of laws.
Right. They've been married for 6 years and not living together, even in the same state or country.
Right.
Because he travels with this escapades. But, all right, moving on.
Theme 2, porn jobs to get by.
I'm kind of glad Joey wasn't in a porn, but I think it's funny that he was the side character.
Yeah, I think it's funny that he kind of got cold feet doing it. Like,
it's so cute.
Like, I don't know if I want to commit myself to it. I feel like once you've done one, you might as well do a whole bunch of them.
And that's not the road he wanted to go down.
Right.
All right. Theme 3, secrets, nubbins, sex on the balcony, pornos,
etc. Theme 4, sex. And when to have it after you've only had it with a lesbian.
I guess that's something to think about. All right, we're going to take a quick break before we break down the episode. I mean, if it were me,
Yeah?
I'd want you to,
What?
I don't know, catch me off guard, with like a really good kiss. Sort of soft at first. And then maybe brush my hair away from my face.
Mm-hmm.
And then look far into my eyes in a way that lets me know something amazing is about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know, then you'd pull me real close to you so that I'd be pressed up, right against you. And I would get kind of sweaty and blurry, and then it's just happening.
Well, thanks, Rach. Good night.
I think I need a break after that.
So I went and got a mop.
We had to take a longer break than anticipated.
All right.
All right, we're back.
So, cold open.
Yes.
Monica and Rachel's apartment. Rachel and eventually Duncan.
Oh, okay.
So we open on Rachel Green in the kitchen talking on the phone with her mother about the safety of her living in New York City.
Yes.
Presumably a woman was just attacked at night, and Rachel is assuring her mother that she is safe.
Remember when we lived in LA and then we had to call your parents after there was like this big shootout downtown?
Right.
In LA, like blocks from where I worked.
Yeah. That was that big one that
they made
somebody called in and pretended that they had the audio, but it was from heat.
Yeah.
That's how much shooting was involved.
Yeah. And it was like blocks from where I worked in downtown LA. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was fun. But she finishes stating that she's in a safe neighborhood, in a safe building, and then a rat with wings flies through the window in a terrifying manner. And she has to scream and get off the phone with her mommy. She's just watching as this pigeon struts across the table like it owns this place. She tells it to read the paper, and she's going to get a pot.
I think that's pretty fast thinking for Rachel to grab the pot and the lid.
Well, this is one of those situations where I imagine Aniston practicing this over and over and being like, oh, this is just her. Oh.
I do love her whole sound reactions the whole time she's doing it.
But pot in hand, she slowly sneaks up on the pigeon. She tells it to read the Family Circus and enjoy the gentle comedy. The only Family Circus cartoon that I remember reading was one that was before Christmas. Mm-hmm. And the little girl was on her knees and she's like, "Dear Santa, bless mommy and daddy." Oh, wait, I mean, dear God. It's the only one I remember.
That's too funny.
So she places the pot over the bird, and while doing that, she's doing the, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, the kind that you do when you're dealing with spiders and birds. Or remember when we had that bat in the house?
Oh my gosh.
It's like that, yeah.
We opened the door for what? A half a minute, and this huge bat flew in and went straight upstairs. We're like, ah!
We were watching TV and they went right in front of the TV, and we're like, wait a minute.
Was that a bat?
Was that in the house? But then, we had to get, tennis rackets and all kinds of things.
Blankets.
But anyway, she traps it in the pot, and then she gets the lid, and puts the lid underneath, and flips it over. Which, again, like you said, is very good. Rachel does a very good job.
Reacting so quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
And not just running to her bedroom and waiting for Monica to get home.
Right?
But then there's a knock on the door, and she goes, "It's open, you guys." And she's probably hoping for Chandler or Joey.
Right.
Somebody to, here, take this pot outside.
Take it on the terrace.
But it's a young Steve Zahn with a pocket full of posies. And he's looking for Phoebe and asks if she still lives here. And Rachel tells him no, but she can get a message to her. And he's like, "Well, that's great. Just tell her that her husband stopped by."
Her what?
And the revelation of this news shocks Rachel so much that she loses her grip and the pigeon escapes like a magic trick. And Steve Zahn, playing Duncan, asks, "Hey, how'd you do that?"
I love that cold open.
Yes, it's a very cute cold open.
Funny.
It sets up the whole thing, and it's a fun little weird thing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so then we cut to Monica and Rachel's apartment, and all 6 of our friends are there. All 6 friends are shocked to find that Phoebe is married, but she is not married. You can see me doing the air quotes.
Yeah, married.
She's just married a gay friend who needed a green card from Canada.
So this is what I was going to say earlier. Okay, I need help on the whole timeline thing.
Okay.
So Phoebe's little.
Right.
And she has a whole thing with her parents.
Right.
And she ends up on the street at 14.
Yeah.
Then by 20, she's living with Monica. And she marries a gay ice dancer.
Correct.
Okay. I just want to make sure that seems like a very quick...
Yeah, I know.
She's got so much weird stuff in her life.
Exactly. Well, I read an article too, like we'll have to really break it down, but it's like later on she says she lived in Portugal, and
right.
You're like, when did all this happen?
Right. Because when you're homeless, you don't have any money to go to Portugal.
No. All right, so Monica's upset that Phoebe's never told her she married Duncan. And they had been married for 6 years.
Yeah.
So she was married when she lived with Monica.
Right.
And they told each other everything, Monica said. And Phoebe says she did not tell Monica because she would get judgmental and not approve. Mon agrees because Phoebe was totally in love with this gay ice dancer.
Right.
And Ross points out how non-judgmental Monica is being.
So speaking of judgmental, I'm going to be a little judgmental of the shirt Phoebe's wearing. It's just a collage of horse photographs. It looks ridiculous.
It is really weird. Which leads me to her outfit when she goes to visit Duncan, because I have problems with that. But we'll talk about it.
I know you do.
But Phoebe says she was not in love with him. She was just helping a friend. And Monica points out that when he left town, she stayed in her PJs for a month, and she ate a cheeseburger.
Well, there may have been a time when I would have actually genuinely gasped at that, but not now.
Right.
My personal Phoebe theory aside, what she definitely does is prove over and over throughout the next 9 seasons that there's not a conviction she can hold that she will not drop at a moment's notice. Cheeseburgers, fur, donations to children, dating 2 guys at once.
Remember that line when she goes, "I should change my beliefs? I should change my beliefs."
Right, she does that every single time she has
Pottery
a
barn.
Yeah. It's her favorite thing to do is change her mind on something.
It is. So Monica is still crushed that she didn't tell her, and Phoebe says, "You don't tell me everything." And Monica goes, "Pshaw! What have I not told you?"
I need to use pshaw more.
I know, right? I threw that in there. Like, I used to say that all the time. Pshaw!
Pshaw.
Phoebe points out the underwear on the telephone pole is hers from when she had sex on the terrace/balcony with Fun Bobby.
Oh, go Fun Bobby, living up to the name.
Did you see that Ross was the first one to run over there to look at his sister's underwear on the telephone pole?
Well, I'm not always one to stick up for Ross. I think he's just caught up in the moment of everybody going to look.
Oh, okay.
He probably knows there's underwear on the telephone pole. He just needs to know which one they're talking about because it's New York City.
True.
There's just lots of underwear on the telephone pole.
I did have to look something up because they say terrace sometimes and they say balcony sometimes.
Yes.
So A terrace is an open space that can be attached or detached to a building, while a balcony is always attached to a building, usually an upper floor space. So,
right.
Remember those segments, The More You Know? Do you remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have this useless information about terraces and balconies taking space in your brain.
Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. So we kind of have a terrace on the back of our house.
Right.
But not a balcony.
Not a balcony, no. So Monica is shocked and asks who told her, and it pans to Chandler, who's trying to look innocent, but says he didn't know it was a big secret and grabs her pointed finger.
No, see, I think he knows exactly. I think the look on his face is, she's going to know it was me. She just needs to think about it for a second.
I think this is proof that they're close from the beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
I would not tell my brother's college roommate that I had on the sex on the balcony/terrace.
Yeah, but you didn't even know your brother's college roommate. He wasn't the funny, nice guy that lived across the hall from you.
That's true. So Monica fights back, sharing with the gang that Chandler has a third nipple. You bitch.
Third nipple.
The balcony peepers are shocked and run back over to Chan, requesting that he whip it out. Ross is kind of a perv in this episode.
Why are you taking off your pants? Just showing you my regular standard third nipple. Well, first of all, it's on your ass. It doesn't help that Ross is bouncing up and down on the couch like Tom Cruise in Love either.
I know. And Monica's not saying anything? All right, so he explains that it's nothing. Just a tiny bump. Totally useless, Rach quips, as opposed to your other multifunctional nipples. And Joey says he told him it was a nubbin. And Ross says, what did you think a nubbin was?
I don't know. You see something, you hear a word. I thought that's what it was.
I love that. So I looked up the word nubbin.
Oh, yeah?
It's a noun that means something small, stunted, undeveloped, or imperfect. It can also refer to a small projecting part or bit of something.
Oh.
So that's what a nubbin is, which is basically what his third nipple is.
Yeah.
So Ross is standing on the couch with his shoes on,
Mm-hmm.
and then Rachel jumps up on the coffee table.
They're all very excited.
They are very. They all rush to him to see the nubbin, and he blurts out, "Joey was in a porno movie!"
A lot of gasping.
I know.
I feel faint.
And then Chandler says, "If I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me."
I feel like these are the scenes that they, as a group of actors, have the most fun in. You know? I mean, they're all in a group. Things are moving quickly from one thing to the next. You can just tell they're having a blast.
Yeah, it's a fun little quip thing going back and forth. I do like it, yeah. So Joey explains he was young and needed the job, but he couldn't go through with it, so he was the guy who fixes the copier and watches them have sex. But that is a short-lived because they turn back to Chandler.
So what's it shaped like?
Is there a hair on it?
What happens when you flick it? Which was almost my favorite line.
I know.
What happens if you flick it? So then we go to Central Perk. It's 5 of the friends, minus Phoebe's. Well, and then we have a Julie.
Oh, okay.
So we have Chandler, Ross, Julie are sitting on the divan. And Ross sort of has his arms around both Julie and Chandler. He doesn't look comfortable.
Is Julie's hair shorter again?
Yeah, but she's still adorbs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, and we have chided the show for lack of diversity, and we never mentioned the inclusion of Lauren Tom, an Asian. Kudos.
That's right.
For your Asian. Ross asks if the nubbin does anything special. Chandler says, well, yes, it opens the delivery entrance to the magical land of Narnia. Julie discloses that in some cultures, having a third nipple is a sign of virility.
Ooh.
And you get the best huts, and the women dance around you naked. And Chandler inquires as to if any of these cultures are in the tri-state area. I think the huts is a giveaway. They're probably not.
Right? Dance around your hut.
Ross tells Julie she's amazing and questions if there's anything she does not know. And then they get all kissy, and Monica's sitting up at the counter with Rachel, who starts going, "Oh, Julie, she's so smart. Julie's so special." Monica's like, "Look, princess, I wanted you and Ross to knock boots too. But Julie is in the way now, and you gotta get over it."
Oh, I have to get over it. That's what I have to do. I just have to get over it.
And Monica's immediately just like, "Fine, I'm just gonna go back to reading my magazine." If that's how you're gonna be. And then that's when we have Phoebe comes in looking like a Stepford wife.
Yeah, so I have a problem with this outfit. Not only because it's a dorky outfit, but this is not Phoebe at all. Like,
no.
It's like when she dressed up to see Mike's parents. It's like complete opposite of what she is and how she dresses.
Right.
I mean, I would wear things that I thought you were supposed to wear, and now I kind of wear what I want, but I think it's the privileges of being 50 because you just don't give a fuck anymore. But is it me, or does that dress look exactly like the red kitchen towels we have downstairs now?
It definitely has a kitchen towel picnic blanket vibes coming off this thing.
And her hair. I mean, she looks cute, but it's not Phoebe.
Right. She looks cute.
Yeah.
But in no way is she coming off as Phoebe. And you think Duncan would have liked Phoebe.
Right.
I guess they haven't been together for 6 years, but he still knew who Phoebe was. Mm-hmm. That's weird. So despite us not liking the dress very much, the friends all hoot and such. And she tells them that she's dressed up to go see Duncan, who is skating at the garden in the capades.
That's twice they've mentioned the ice capades.
So conflicting info here again. Uh-huh. Now she still thinks Duncan is gay. So why is she all girlied up? Does she not know how gay works?
I don't know. I guess she thinks maybe if she looks nice enough, he'll change his mind.
I don't think that's how it works, though. But Joey inquires if it's the ice capades.
Oh, no. The gravel capades. The turns aren't as fast, but when Snoopy falls, funny.
Chandler. Monica tries to warn Phoebe again. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't get dressed up for him. You're only setting yourself up all over again. But Phoebe is like, no, self-delusion. I want to look good for my gay husband. Meanwhile, on the couch, Ross is like, darn it all, we're out of milk. And he places the receptacle under Chandler's third nipple nubbin thing and asks, can you fill me up here? Chandler gets on his angry eyes, and Chandler goes, I see, because of the whole third nipple thing.
All right, we're still at Central Perk in this scene. Julie gets up to leave, and it's just Ross and Rachel.
Yeah.
So Julie gets up to leave and kisses Ross bye-bye and says goodbye to Rachel. Bye-bye, Julie. Ross lays across the couch, all impish, and Rachel clears away the cups, and Ross playfully kicks her butt more than once.
Ooh.
And she tells him to cut it out.
Yeah.
Ross says, hey, and Rachel says, what? And he says, can I ask you something? And then he says, nah, never mind. So, Adam, tell everyone how much I love when you say, and I say, what? And you go, never mind.
Yeah, you don't like that. I think I'd be better off chewing cereal in your ear.
I don't let it go. I'm like, what? What?
What? You have to tell me. You said,
You set it up. So Rachel says, come on, you can talk to me. And he turns around and asks, what is the longest you've been in a relationship before?
Having the sex.
What would Joey's answer be?
Half an hour.
Anyhow, Rachel realizes that he and Julie are not having the sex. Mm-hmm. And so he says, technically, no.
So I know why the writers want Ross to ask Rachel this, but this feels more like a Chandler conversation
I know.
to me.
It's really weird and awkward. And he did say never mind.
Right. Sometimes you just need to let the never mind sit.
Okay. So, wow. Rach asked if it's because Julie's cold in bed or because she's kind of bossy and makes it feel like school That sounds more like a fantasy, not a reason they're not having sex.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or not. I don't know.
Ross says she's great and says they do a lot of other stuff.
Like?
No. I don't need to know the details.
Come on, Ross.
Ross says it's him because he's only had sex with one woman and he's psyched himself out and she must think he's weird.
Right.
But Rach, starting her journey at becoming adept at sabotaging Ross's relationships, says it's not weird, but in fact, it's sexy. She tries to convince Ross that there's nothing sexier than a man who does not want to have sex. And she encourages him to wait and wait and wait, and then I'd wait some more.
Sounds like a plan.
No matter how much she tells you she wants it, she begs, she pleads, she tells you she's gonna get her thrills elsewhere, that just means it's working.
Women really want this?
More than jewelry. Feeling satisfied, Rachel saunters away.
Right. I feel like she thinks it worked more than it actually worked.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But again, in this scenario, I'm aware of the future and she isn't, so I got that going for me, which is nice. So then we're at Madison Square Garden, the Ice Capades. Phoebe and Duncan. Now, Duncan's alone in his dressing room. And I kind of feel like the Capades are more of a 20 people in a dressing room kind of show than just one single person, but I'll ignore that.
Maybe he's the star.
Dressed as a matador?
But Steve Zahn is a very underrated actor, I think. I mean, he was in the movie Out of Sight. Absolutely loved George Clooney. I mean, he plays a bit character in that, but he's so good.
Yeah.
He was in Safe Men, another little-known movie. Very funny. And Shattered Glass. Oh, my gosh. I love Shattered Glass. Reality Bites, that thing you do.
Well, he is decked out in Ice Capades gear. And I feel like him and Phoebe both are going for the ironic outfit win here. Again, not that Phoebe looks bad. She just doesn't look like Phoebe. Right. It just doesn't look like something she would wear. It doesn't look like anything from the show.
No, because nobody dresses in that pastel frou-frou. Right. Yeah. But I like how she calls him Mr. Capades guy.
Yeah.
We had a friend join the circus, remember?
Yeah.
A friend from high school who was in theater with Adam, and she called us one day and said she was running off to join the circus.
Yeah.
And she literally did, and then went to Switzerland and was over there for years.
Yeah,
it was amazing. Yeah. So it's kind of the same.
Kind of the same. But they awkwardly hug and they tell each other they look great. But Duncan's is a major Capades guy now, and Phoebe remembers when he was King Friday and Mr. Rogers' Ice is Nice.
Aww.
And Duncan says that Phoebe always thought he'd make it. And ever the humble Phoebe says, yeah, I'm spooky that way.
Ooh.
They hug and Duncan says that he'll get changed. And Phoebe won't end the hug. He says, now I'd like to go change. She finally relents and he leaves the room and she says, Olé. And he's like, what? Because of the matador costume. And he gives a fake little laugh, but she heartily laughs at her clever Olé line.
And then makes fun of herself after he leaves. Olé. All right, so now we're at Ross's apartment. Ross and Julie are there. And then the gang enters, minus Phoebe's. Ross and Julie are setting the table for dinner, and the gang walks in while they're kissing. And Chandler tells Julie that she has a paleontologist on her face. It's gone now. You're all right.
That was pretty funny.
And Ross thanks Rach for their little talk, and Rach says, oh, good, you're going to do the waiting thing? But Ross says after he talked to Rach, he talked to Joey.
Wah, wah.
And I love how they look at Joey and he looks around because he knows that he told Ross to have sex with someone who's not Rachel.
Right.
And he said to get over it and just do it. So with his way, he gets to have sex tonight.
I don't have to wait 10 years. Joey's way.
But Rach is crushed because she thought that would work.
It was such a reasonable argument.
Right?
So then we're in Ross's apartment later. Same gang, no Phoebes.
Yep.
Chandler comes in with Joey's porno in his pocket. Is that a porno in your pocket? Are you happy to see me? Ross laughs and says, "Pop it in."
That's what she said.
Wrong show, Joe.
Oh, sorry.
Joey says he is fine with it as long as Chandler can deal with a video filled with two nippled people. So Chandler puts it in, and Rachel says, "People having sex, just what I need to see." And Ross play punches Rachel while asking, "What's wrong with people having sex?" And I don't know why. It's just off-putting to me the way he does it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, I know they're watching this porno to make fun of Joey, but still,
Right.
like, I don't think I would want to sit around with friends watching porn.
Like I said, given the Joey thing, maybe, right. But yeah, he's just like, "What's wrong with people having sex?" It's just weird. It's a little, and then he just walks away. The whole thing's kind of funny. I always think of those moments. I always think of those little weird moments as like, it's in the script and I have to say it.
Right.
I have to try and make it work.
Right. So I'm gonna come off playful and cute.
Right. So Rachel, trying to get out of watching the porn in the group situation, tries to go the morally superior route of, "These movies are offensive and degrading to women and females. And the lighting is unflattering. And Monica, help me out."
Hell, I want to see Joey.
Then the porn music starts.
I do like how Monica and Chandler sidle up together and start their little bebop to the porno music. It's so cute.
Julie asks if there will be a story or if they will just start doing it. Oh, never mind. Chandler remarks, "That's the craziest typing test I've ever seen." Monica says, "Well, she better get the job." And Ross comments that it looks as if he's the one getting the job. And I just want to point out that I'm not being inappropriate, Joe. Your show is being inappropriate.
My show.
Yes. So Joey shushes them all. "Here I come, here I come."
That's what she said.
All right. Joey's coming to fix the copier.
Oh, okay.
I can't get to the copier. And I'm thinking, so what do I do? So I just watch him have sex. And here's my line. "You know that's bad for the paper tray." Chandler, ever supportive, tells Joey, "Nice work." Joey says, "Hang on, you see me again. Hang on, the guy's butt's blocking me. There I am. There I am. There I am. There I am." I like that Rachel gets annoyed and walks away.
Yeah, it's funny. All right, so we're back at Madison Square Garden with Phoebe and Duncan. Mm-hmm. And Duncan is back in his street clothes. Mm-hmm. And Phoebe asks what's up and why he came to see her the other day. And Duncan tells Phoebe he needs a divorce. "How come?" "I'm getting married again."
Wong, wong.
And then he drops the bombshell that he's straight. Phoebe does not understand. Where is Ross to explain evolution when you need him? Then the flip script, which is a friend's favorite, and I just think is really funny. Mm-hmm. "How can you be straight? You're so smart and funny, and you throw such awesome Academy Award parties."
"I know, but I can't live a lie anymore."
"How long have you known?"
"I guess on some level I've always known that I was straight, but I was trying to be something else. I was an ice dancer. All my friends were gay. I was trying to fit in."
And then there's a woman named Deborah.
Deborah.
Yeah. Phoebe asks if she's the first he's been with. Why would you ask that? And Duncan confesses that there are one or two times in college when he got really drunk and woke up next to a woman.
That'd have been your first sign.
Right, like the opposite, right? Yeah. He convinced himself it was the liquor, and everyone experiments in college. But now he knows he doesn't have a choice. He was born this way.
Aww.
Phoebes is flabbergasted about him not being gay because she really did love him. And
Monica is always right.
she is.
All right, so we're back to Ross's apartment. Same gang. Monica comes in from the bedroom area and says, "You know, it still smells like monkey in there." And Julie is like, "Well, that saves us a conversation."
I love that.
Instead of, "Why would you have a monkey? Were you having crippling emotional problems?" Chandler announces that he is officially wiped, and the others agree to leave. But Rachel wants to hang out and talk. They never hang out and talk. And Monica says, "That's all we do."
After 11:30 p.m., I'm not sure I would stay awake either.
I'm not sure you could stay awake now.
It's like 9:30. I start, oh my God. Yeah.
If I watch something past 10, you're like...
Remember when we went to see Blink-182 and they didn't even start until 9:30? Yeah. I was like, oh my God. Luckily, it's a concert, so you can't fall asleep, but still. Yeah.
You're like, oh, man.
It's 9:30.
I was like, you big baby. But Rachel's like, well, that's what we do, but what about Julie?
What about Julie?
Well, Rachel's going for the full cock block here. She wants to take the time to get to know Julie. And they all have time, except for Monica, who is uncomfortable cock blocking her own brother, and asks if she can leave. But Rachel gives her a look that says, no, she cannot leave. And Rachel wants Julie to begin at childhood. And Julie goes, well, in a nutshell. No nutshells here.
That's right. No summarizing. All right. So we're back at Madison Square Garden. Phoebe and Duncan. And Phoebe is signing the divorce papers and asks if he told his parents. He says no, but they'll be okay. They're pretty cool. I have a straight brother.
You know, there's never a notary in movies or TV shows when people have to sign things.
Right? Phoebe asks if he had figured out that he was not gay sooner, would she have been the one who... I'm not sure she would have been.
No, I don't know.
Steve/Duncan's face is hard to read. Either he's thinking, yeah, no, or do we really want to pull it that bad?
Yeah. The look that I read on his face is like he never really even thought about it.
Right.
Like he's kind of like, oh.
Yeah. I met this girl and I fell in love and then I realized we wanted to get married, but I couldn't because I was married to you.
Right.
But she asked him not to tell her because neither answer would make her feel any better.
Which is true.
And here's where I think Friends differ because I feel like other sitcoms would have made that person answer.
Yeah.
Don't you think? It was like, that had to be some sort of like escalation.
Right.
And she's right because neither answer would make you feel good.
No.
You know? So Duncan tells Phoebe he loves her and they hug and they kiss a little bit. And then she asks about his straight brother.
Right. And I think it is a sweet moment when he tells her that he loves her.
Yeah, he probably does love her as a friend, just like all the friends do. But
then we cut back to Ross's apartment. It's the same people there.
Still no Phoebe.
Still talking about Julie. So Julie is telling her primary school teachers' names. And my first grade teacher was Mrs. Cobb. And Rachel's like, Gob? She's like, no, Cobb, like Cobb salad.
My second grade teacher was Miss LaCroix.
Oh.
And my first grade teacher was Miss Fioca. And my...
Oh, calm down.
All right.
It's not 11 o'clock at night. You're not Julie. But you want to hear something funny?
What?
My first grade teacher's name was Mrs. Cobb.
What?
No bullshit. That was her name.
That is crazy.
Yeah. But Rachel asks what's in a Cobb salad. And around them, Joey's in a daze, Monica's asleep, Ross is staring off into the distance, and finally Chandler just kind of gets up. I'm going home.
I love Chandler. I'm going home. And then he's got his arm around Monica. See the love.
Aww.
So cute.
But yeah, then we're in the hallway, and Monica and Chandler come stumbling out, and they're kind of holding each other. I got the impression they were holding each other up. And Joey says, that Julie's a talker, huh? Ross calls after them goodnight, and Rachel has to make sure that she did her due diligence. But sadly, Ross is still planning on, So Rachel wants to know if he's planning on discussing it or just the pounce. But he doesn't know. And I don't think that sounds like Ross.
Yeah.
Maybe he's more relaxed with Julie. I don't know. But it seems like he would have had a planned out method for the whole night.
Yeah, exactly.
It seems like he would have been pissy with Rachel for...
Right, for interrupting that.
Right. But Rachel plants the seed that it's the first time, and if he doesn't stick the landing, it might be hard to overcome. And now he's nervous. But he's like, last year I was so miserable, and now I'm happy, and I don't want to screw that up. And then Rachel's kind of sad and kind of apologizes for cock blocking, but Ross never realized that that was what she was doing. So he's like, it's not your fault. So I feel like Rachel reverses her tact here and just tries to be a friend.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's what's confusing about her. Like, I think she's honestly like, okay, I need to stop the baloney.
Right.
She encourages him to be spontaneous. And then I think she kind of leads herself down a little road. She's like, if it were me, I'd want you to 1, catch me off guard with a good kiss. 2, brush my hair away from my face. 3, look me deep in the eyes, let me know there's something cool could happen. 4, hold me close, pressed up against you. 5, get sweaty and blurry. 6, it's just happening.
And she just revved him up, in my opinion. She doesn't know how to do this. Remember when they are dating and she kisses him passionately right before he goes on a play date with the stripper?
Yeah.
She's just revving him up to go in there and pounce on Julie.
Right. Julie's like, what the fuck happened?
All right. Then our tag, New York City Street. Ross and 2 old ladies on a bench.
Yes.
Ross jauntily walks down the street as Singing in the Rain plays. He even does the little light pole jump kick and says good morning to the 2 ladies on the bench.
Yes.
And one of them says, well, someone got some last night. Ross gets his paper, walks by, but then circles back to say, twice. They look shocked, not sure why they made the comment.
Right. He's just commenting back on their comment. But yeah, I'm glad for Ross.
Yeah.
I mean, Ross and Rachel, business aside, it's nice to see him happy for once and not so neurotic and sad.
And relaxed. All right, that's the end of the episode.
That's the end. Cut and print.
All right. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back.
Wait a minute. Who told you? You are dead meat.
I didn't know it was a big secret.
It's not big. Not at all. You know, kind of along the same lines as, say, I don't know, having a third nipple?
You bitch.
Whip it out. Whip it out. Whip it out.
All right, we're back for the wrap-up.
Back for the wrap-up.
What did we learn from this episode?
I don't know. What did you learn?
Don't tell anyone anything you don't want repeated, because no one can keep a secret.
Nope.
No. Rachel does not know how to dehornify Ross.
Right. It's just one of those powers she does not have.
Yes.
Chandler could probably dehornify Ross.
Yes. And Phoebe is a different person when she's trying to impress people.
Yeah. I learned that there used to be people in the background of porn movies. Just hanging out. Sometimes I feel like I don't know Phoebe at all. And if you point something out to Joey and say a word, he just accepts that that's what it is.
That's right. You hear a word, you accept it. So final thoughts. I like this episode. I love when they tell each other secrets, when they're telling on each other. Mm-hmm. You know, like the Jacques Cousteau moment and later when, you know, I just love all that stuff.
Those are the fun episodes.
Yeah.
Those are really fun. I don't know why they...
When Ross and his Space Mountain story.
Yeah.
I like the Ice Capade storyline. I think it's cute. And I like when they're watching Joey's porno.
Yeah.
And I would have kissed Rachel at the end of her hallway speech.
You heard it here first.
I mean, the way she was saying it.
Right.
He sounded like he was about to.
Right.
Oh, what were your final thoughts?
Like I said, I think this episode's fun. Again, I pick on Ross and Rachel, but I like Ross and Rachel, you know. Yeah. I think it's a fun little development, you know, the little switcheroo and Julie just seems so lovely and
she's cute.
You know, I like the whole thing. I like Duncan.
Yeah.
I wish Duncan would have had more to do.
Yeah.
Like I wish he was in more.
I wish he would have met the friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish he would have been in the apartment more and kind of got to interact with them
Yeah.
more. But all in all, it was fun. Like, I enjoy the secret stuff as much as you do. I enjoy the porno stuff.
Yeah.
And, it's good, solid, fun episode.
Yeah. So, sweater vest tracker.
So, let's see. We're 4 episodes in now?
Yep.
And we're still at 0. I wonder if this will be the lowest sweater vest season ever.
Ooh. I don't know, because we're watching season 7 now. And today we watched it while we were eating lunch, and there was a sweater vest right off the bat.
Yeah, I feel like that one, there's been sweater vests all over the place.
Right.
Again, maybe it takes a while to get going this season.
Right.
Who knows? All right. Our IMDb rating for this episode was 7.8 out of 10 stars, with 7,000 or 5,700 user review ratings in there.
So this is why we want you Misfits to write in and tell us what you thought of the episode, because there weren't a ton of great ones, but I will read this one. The title of this review is Jennifer Aniston Was Cold Filming This Episode by Slightly Mad 22, written December 4th, 2014.
Okay.
He says, an okay episode, nothing great, but a lot of fun. Then he gives the plot in a paragraph. And he says, all the gang are good here. Some parts of it seemed a little forced, and you can see the close bond between Monica and Chandler in this episode. Aww. And for the second episode in a row, Jennifer Aniston was really cold during the filming.
Hey, no complaints here.
Right. She just said in an interview that's just how her boobs are. She has no excuses. She doesn't care.
It's okay. I've got nice boobs.
That's right. All right. So what's coming next week?
Next week, the one with 5 steaks and an eggplant.
Oh.
Income inequality in the group rears its ugly head. Ross has a birthday. There's Blowfish. There's Hooties, a.k.a. Darius Rucker, as there is no Hootie.
Yep.
And babysat kids all grows up. Chandler poses as Bob to get some.
Oh. All right. Are you ready for some maladjusted content?
Yes.
So, what did you do this week?
What did I do this week? I don't know. I worked on some stuff.
Yeah. We had to re-record a couple bits, so you were late editing Thursday night.
Yes. Last week was probably the closest to the deadline that we've gotten so far.
It was weird, because usually I work from home 2 days a week, and I can keep the dogs occupied, and Adam can edit.
Yes, because we have spoiled little dogs.
Yep, they want
that demand attention.
They do. And they love their daddy. And so I can keep the dogs, but I had to work again all week. And so we were behind in our editing.
So we went through Murders in the Building. And
we started watching Criminal Minds.
Yeah, we started watching Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of a placeholder for other things, I think.
Yeah.
As far as we're concerned. Like... I think I used to like it way more than I do now.
Oh, yeah?
But it's still kind of like a comforting thing to have. Even with all the murder and mayhem and everything that goes on. It's still...
But the characters are sweet.
Yeah.
The little stories are nice.
But yeah, so. I like Gideon. Mm-hmm. You know, we started at the beginning. So.
Right. Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah.
Who's in Princess Bride. He plays Inigo Montoya.
Yes.
But he's much, much older now. So it's really weird. I don't think we watched any movies. What did we? We watched a movie the other day. What was that?
We watched Wonka.
Wonka. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Although Adam's not a fan of musicals, but he liked Wonka. It was much better than the Johnny Depp version. Sorry, people out there.
Yes.
But...
it was much better than the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
The thing that I like about the original Willy Wonka, the Gene Wilder one, is, I mean, we could talk about performance stuff and aside, but when we watched that as well recently.
Yeah.
And before we watched the other one. And the first act to the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is so fucking weird. And, like, no current movie is going to do what they did in that first act.
Yeah.
And But you get a little bit of Charlie set up, and then you get the golden ticket thing,
Yep.
and then the whole first act is just the characters getting their golden tickets
Yep.
and weird TV interview stuff, and the guy who's like, I'm now telling the computer exactly what it can do with a lifetime supply of chocolate.
It is weird, but it's entertaining. Although we do fast forward when the mom's singing the laundry song.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched the mom sing the laundry song since I was 10.
No, it's too boring. So yeah, Wonka.
So yeah, Wonka was okay. I mean, I probably shouldn't have watched the old one right before it.
Right.
It was probably not a good
'cause,
idea.
I mean, Gene Wilder is like amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I told you, like Gene Wilder does not do big performance-y Wonka stuff.
He's
Like,
very subtle.
yeah, he's a very regular guy.
Yeah.
He does that little spin move, the little somersault, but that's about it.
Right.
But everybody has this idea of Willy Wonka being this big P.T. Barnum showman type
Right.
guy and he's not like that.
Right.
He's very subdued.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, the new one wasn't bad. It was
No.
just, I think it was a little more kiddie than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have made it a little more stuff for adults. I think it was aimed at a much younger audience.
Yeah. But it was fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up this week. If you would like your thoughts or reactions regarding future episodes to be shared with the rest of the class, or you just want to reach out and say hey,
Come on. We'd like to hear from more of you misfits out there.
email us at themaladjustedmisfits@gmail.com. Rate us and leave positive comments.
And if you have a negative comment, try to leave it in a positive way.
Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow the links in the show notes. The pages are called The One Where We Talk About Friends.
Joe, you ready for a cup of coffee?
Always. Well, somebody got some last night.